focus on I2C protocol. What is I2C protocol? Here, I2C is inter-integrated circuit, is a two-wire serial communication protocol used for communication between the microcontroller, peripheral devices like sensor and EEPROM and ADC. It consists of serial data line. It transfers the data and serial clock. It will synchronize the data with respect to the I2C question and answers. What is I2C protocol? I2C is an intra-integrated circuit, is a two-wire serial communication protocol used for communication between microcontroller and peripheral devices like sensors, EEPROM, and ADCs. It consists of serial data line, it transfers the data, and serial clock line, it synchronizes the communication. What are the key features of I2C? Uses only two-wire serial data and serial clock, support multi-master and multi-slave communication, uses addressing 7-bit or 10-bit to communicate with slaves, low speed than SPI, but more efficient for multiple devices, supports clock stretching and arbitration for bus control. How does I2C communication works? The master sends start condition, the slave address 7-bit or 10-bit is sent by the master. The slave acknowledges the if address matches. First, if address matches, the slave will give the acknowledge. The master and slave exchange the data in 8-bit format. And the master sends a stop condition to end the communication. So that's how I2C communication works. What are the different modes of I2C communication? I2C supports the following modes. Standard mode, it will be the 100 kHz, fast mode 400 kHz, fast mode plus 1 Mbps, and high speed mode 3.4 MHz. And ultra mode, it will be the 5 Mbps. How many devices can be connected to the I2C bus? It depends upon the address bits that we configure. Suppose we are configuring to 127 devices, means here 7-bit addressing, and 1024 devices. Here it will be the 10-bit addressing on a single bus. So the actual number depends on the bus capacitance and pull-up resistors. What are the components of I2C frame? I2C frame consists of start condition, 7-bit, 10-bit slave address, read-write bit, acknowledgement bit, 8-bit data, stop condition. How many devices can be configured to the I2C bus? So compared to the other protocols, 7-bit address allows 127 devices, 7-bit addressing allows 1024 devices. So I2C supports multiple devices on the single bus, while UART is only for one-to-one communication. So this is a difference compared to the UART protocol. What are the acknowledgement? Not acknowledgement in I2C. Acknowledge is the receiver pulls the serial data load to confirm data reception. Not acknowledgement is the receiver doesn't pull the serial data load, indicating an issue. What is clock stretching in I2C? Clock stretching allows the slave to slow down the master when it needs more time to process data. The slave holds serial clock low until it is ready. What are the pull-up resistors in I2C? Why are they needed? I2C uses open drain, open collector drivers, meaning here Devices can pull serial data, serial clock low, but cannot drive them high. Pull-up resistors are 1.7 kiloohms, 10 kiloohms are needed to pull the line when no devices pulling them low. What is arbitration in I2C? Arbitration is a process that determines when master devices get control of bus, when multi-master try to initiate the communication simultaneously. It ensures that only one master can transmit data at a time. How is arbitration handled in a multi-master I2C system? If multi-master sends data at time, each master checks serial data line when sending data. If master detects uh, a low when it high, it loses arbitration and stop transmitting. The winning master continues the communication. UART user doesn't have the multi-master support. What happens if two devices have the same address in I2C? If two devices have the same I2C address, they will both respond, causes the data corruption. It cannot send the data during the data corruption. Solution, we need to use the address jumper to modify the addresses and I2C multiplexer to separate the devices. How do you test I2C communication in real time? Uses an oscilloscope logic analyzer to capture the serial data, serial clock waveforms. Send test pattern and check acknowledgement response. Uses a debugger or software tool like I2C scanner. How do you handle I2C error? So check the acknowledgement, not acknowledgement response. Implement the timeout to detect unresponsive slaves. Restart the communication by toggling the start and stop conditions. Can I2C work over a long distance? I2C is designed for short distance. Over the long distance, signal degradation occurs due to the capacitance, low clock speed, and uses I2C bus extender for longer distance if we need to use. And coming to the UART and UART can work over a longer distance while proper signaling. How do you select the proper pull-up resistor for I2C bus? The pull-up resistor value depends on bus speed capacitance. What are the some common applications of I2C? The sensors, EEPROM, real-time clock, display, and audio amplifiers. What are the advantages of using the I2C? Simple and cost-effective, support multi-devices on the same bus, well suited for short-distance communication, low power consumption.